I have been learning how to use Cursor for go-to-market, and it's been very interesting. And I have so many questions since I live with someone who's a lot more technical than me and a lot more on top of AI than me. I thought I would get him to answer some of my questions every week, and I think today we saw something really interesting happen. Claude Code launched a new tool that goes beyond the developer market. And I thought I would get like Shawn's insights on it. What do you think? Can you? What?
Yeah, I tried it out actually. So it's Claude Code, but it's basically an extension of Claude Code inside of Claude Desktop, and it's called Cowork, and it basically hooks into Claude's existing capabilities to run operations on your computer as well as in the browser. This is basically a bundling of all the small little features that Claude Code has been shipping the last few months, including Claude Code in Chrome, which is very hard to say. A lot of people say Claude Chrome, but it like basically inserts a sidebar that it's an agent next to your browser in the same way that Perplexity and ChatGPT also have their own agentic browsers. Claude Code's way of doing it is not making you download a separate browser. They just let you inject a tab into your existing browser, which is super nice because you don't have to change anything. And
And
so,
are there any security like issues with that? I think
yeah, completely. Every security issue. I would say that as long as you're watching it most of the time, it would be okay as though it has the same permissions as you doing it. But obviously, if it makes any mistakes, it is also your responsibility. I would also say have the minimal viable security, which is they either have two toggles. One is like, let me do everything,
Oh,
and the
cool.
other is ask me before you do anything.
Okay, got
So
it.
the actual correct answer is to somewhere in the middle, use some intelligence, but they don't have any intelligence right now. So either complete trust or zero trust.
Okay.
So if you really care about security, then you would use zero trust, but then you won't use it very much because it's not that useful to always click yes.
So like you said that there's some of the features that they've been launching. Like for someone non-technical, for the marketing leader out there, how should they use this? How should they start using this? What are like some of the power?
Yeah, so on the website, if you go for Cloud Cowork, you can see some of their examples. Some of that is read through your email and archive anything that is not urgent, or help me like look at my calendar and help me like prep a briefing for some of my meetings. These are all basically using your computer as an agent to do general assistant tasks. So anything you would delegate to an EA, you can delegate to Cloud Code now, or Cloud Cowork is the new name. And I think that like that's pretty promising.
Like it has a Claude brand that's a more technical brand. What makes it better than something like the Perplexity browser or
It's probably a much better model. Claude Cowork is based on Claude Opus 4.5. Perplexity is and basically Anthropic has infinity money, so it's just going to spend whatever. It's probably losing money on this, so you should probably just use it. Perplexity,
use it because someone's losing money on it?
yes,
Okay.
Perplexity is probably using some open source model that is as cheap as possible. Intelligence differences are very hard to quantify because, especially because there's no eval on general open domain tasks like being a general assistant for you. But if you running tasks side by side, you should probably see the difference very clearly in the intelligence of the models.
I think one of our engineers was explaining to me that the difference between using Cursor and using one of the models inside Cursor and using Claude Code is that in Cursor, it's a lot more iterative, and it gives you you're supposed to like see and like versus like with Claude Code, you like kind of trust it to do a task. How does that relate to like how this will work when like is it as iterative when you are working on emails or your like your calendar invite, or is this something where you just teach it and let it do it on its own?
Oh, it will mostly you will be letting it do stuff on its own. But the nice thing about computer use in general, which is a term that official term, it's like computer use is a term, it's a technical jargon that Anthropic introduced. The nice thing about computer use is just generally you can watch it do stuff and take over when you disagree or when it's doing something
It's like
sketchy.
you and the Tesla
Yeah.
vibe driving, but for your computer.
Yeah. So you should. I think like they don't have a clear distinction between how much you should be watching it, but in Claude Code, when you see something going off the rails, you interrupt it. There's no way to like uninterrupt. Like you can't like pause, fix something manually, and then go back to self-driving. You have to like kind of reprompt the interaction all over again. Whereas I think in computer use, it's much easier because it's basically vision based. It's
Yeah.
taking a screenshot of your desktop or your screen every single time.
And this is what they're building now is vision based.
Yeah, that seems to be the generally accepted approach. I would also say that the consensus is that both Gemini and Claude have gotten much better than they used to be 1 year ago in terms
Yeah.
of screen vision. Things like pinpointing a button to click and clicking it used to be hard, and now it's easy.
Got it. So what did you use it? What did you try it for today?
Going over my calendar and telling me things I should know, and
Was there
also
anything
organizing
interesting?
my desktop. So like their above the fold example was most people's desktop is like very messy and
I mean,
complicated,
look at this behind me. Yeah.
and you can just tell it to organize your desktop.
Okay.
Mostly do it.
And on your calendar, did it do anything that like?
Yeah, it read. So it'll like it's very interesting. Like it will look for like meetings of interest and give me some options, and it will give you like, I see on your calendar there's like this group of meetings and this group of meetings, and it was like pretty good at identifying the different contexts in which I work, and saying like,
Wow.
okay, which one do you want to double click on, and giving me like 4 options or a 5th option of like write in your own. So I clicked like the second option, and then it just went and did the research for me, including like clicking into the Google Calendar box and expanding it and like trying to read out what the context of the meeting was so that it would prep me for the meeting.
So it's like an incredible EA. Like good EAs do that.
Yeah, but it gets so in zero trust security, every single click you have to manually approve. So that
which is
gets
hard
very
'cause, yeah.
useless. So obviously I just say trust everything and just go nuts. But then you have the opposite problem of if it accidentally deleted my meeting, I wouldn't know.
Oh, I mean, a bad EA, even a good EA could do that by mistake. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing.